topic that is too often ignored, depression. 121 million people around the world suffer from some form of depression, and many of them deal with it alone.
Adolescence is a very vulnerable time, we all know that. But what you might not know is that it's also a peak time for developing depression. How are parents to know whether their kid is just a moody teenager or in serious trouble?
This generation of young people is on the verge of the most severe mental health crisis in decades. There's been a sharp increase in teens feeling lonely, anxious, depressed. So today's announcement is an all-hands-on-deck approach.
Hi, I'm Ashley.
Hi, I'm Angel.
Hi, I'm Christian. And depression is
The feelings of severe despondency.
and dejection,
This video will focus on depression, the school system, and drugs.
and how all these tie into teenage lives.
Our objective is to inform the community of the silent crisis known as depression. Depression is one of the most common mental health disorders among people in the United States.
Signs and symptoms of depression are feelings of hopelessness, eating or sleeping habits increase or decrease, constant feelings of anxiousness, sadness, or emptiness, spending more time alone than with friends or family, having thoughts of harming yourself, dying, or even suicide.
Types of depression are seasonal affective disorder, also known as SAD, psychotic disorder, persistent depressive disorder, and bipolar disorder. According to the JC Recovery Center, an estimated 3.1 million adolescents aged 12 to 17 in the U.S. have had at least one major depressive episode.
More females than males experience depression, and 19.4% of females versus 16.9% of males.
Teens face tough and stressful situations on a daily basis, so it's normal for them to have ups and downs. To add more detail to depression, it can interfere with daily activities, sleeping, eating, and schoolwork.
In high school, ages 12 to 17-year-olds are the ones mainly diagnosed with depression in high school. There's a mixture of school pressure, relationships, lack of coping skills, a growing brain, and bullying that lead to many overwhelming and uncomfortable feelings, as said in digscholarship.unco.edu. According to Roman Hood, a health blog, the most direct way that depression kills is suicide. Depression is even a major cause of loss of work, productivity due to its chronic absenteeism, and even presenteeism. That's when you're technically at your desk, but you're either too sick or too out of it to get your work done.
30 years ago, America was leader in quality and quantity of high school diplomas. Today, our nation is ranked 36 in the world. High schools are not preparing students with the skills and knowledge necessary to excel after graduation.
According to the National Mental Health Institute, adolescent depression is on the rise, and adolescents are at a great risk for depression during high school and college. Many depressed individuals reach for drugs or alcohol as a way to lift their spirits or to numb painful thoughts. As a result of depression and substance abuse, they feed into each other, and one will make the other worse.
An organization named Dual Diagnosis said that a dual diagnosis can be made up to any combination of any mental health disorder and addiction, such as the following: anxiety, depression, and bipolar disorder, along with drugs, alcohol, sex, and gambling.
The most common drugs used by teens are amphetamines, Adderall, opioid painkillers, synthetic marijuana, cough medicine, cocaine, LSD, ecstasy, MDMA, Vicodin, inhalants, and the most used by teens is marijuana.
In an article by drugrehab.com, marijuana is not considered safe for treating depression. The stimulant and sedative properties of marijuana make it a popular drug of choice. Also, it is easy to buy and sell and reproduce.
The consequences of addiction include abnormalities, slow thinking, and impaired learning and memory. It can also deplete the brain of dopamine and serotonin.
Substance abuse in high school can also cause stunted growth. In one study, high school boys addicted to weed were 4.6 inches shorter when they reached the age of 20. Alcohol abuse in high school impacts the brain just as hard as other drugs. Memory problems and long-term brain issues are common in high school. Although depression is common, it is still viewed in a negative light by society when it should be taken seriously.
These were the survey results of our self-test with 61 participants. Our participants were all in high school, and one of the first questions we had asked was what grade level they were in, and these were the results, with our survey having more seniors. We had also asked if they had ever felt down, depressed, or hopeless, And out of the 61 participants, 63.93% said yes. We asked how do they cope with these intense feelings, and the options were overeating/undereating, putting others down, drugs, and isolation. Isolation came in the highest with 80.33%. Our following question was if they had ever reached out for help, and 73.77% had said no, which we felt is a big problem. And one of our final questions was if they had ever felt lonely, and 75.41% responded yes. If nothing is done or changed, the teen depression will still be a huge problem. Reach out to friends, contact distant family, talk to the quiet and troublesome kids in class, because you never know what someone is going through, and you could be the one to help. If you are overwhelmingly and consistently sad for a long period of time, you may be depressed and should seek help.